My sister? She's always been the golden child, the family's shining trophy. This year, Mom texted me like she was delivering some royal decree. We need peace. Please don't come. I didn't argue. I just smiled, typed back, understood, and walked away. But instead of sulking, I lit up the kitchen, cooked a feast for 500 strangers who actually mattered. And when TikTok flooded with clips of me celebrating with people who truly needed me, their phones blew up, their jaws dropped, because that's when they realized. I never needed their seat at the table. Why are you even here, James? Raven's voice cut through the air like a knife. Her tone wasn't just angry. It was hateful, sharp, like she had waited years for this chance to spit venom at me. I stood by the doorway, still wearing my jacket, dust on my shoes. I hadn't even sat down before the war began. Dad slammed his fist on the dining table so hard the glasses shook. Enough, both of you. This is not how we start dinner. His jaw was tight, veins rising on his neck. Mom sat curled on the couch, twisting a paper napkin between her fingers until it tore. Please, please, can't we just have one night of peace? Her voice was small, broken, like she already knew the answer. But Raven leaned forward, her eyes burning. Peace? With him here? He doesn't belong here. She jabbed her finger at me like I was an intruder in my own bloodline. I didn't move. I didn't blink. My hands were in my pockets, but inside, my stomach twisted like fire. Say something, James, Raven hissed. Go ahead. Say it. Defend yourself. I stayed silent. Silence was my weapon. Silence made her lose control. You think you're better than me, she barked, her voice shaking with rage. You walk around like some saint, but you're nothing. Nothing! I exhaled slowly, trying to hold the storm inside me, and then she screamed the line that froze everyone in the room. You ruined this family! Admit it, James! Admit it right now! The clock on the wall ticked once, and then silence. Heavy. Deadly. My name is James Callan, 26 years old. The quiet son. The one they overlooked in photos, skipped in stories, forgot to thank at dinners. I learned early that when I spoke, they twisted my words. When I stayed silent, at least I could keep my dignity. But silence doesn't mean weakness. Silence is storage. Silence is saving every word for the right moment. And I had stored years of pain. Years of being ignored, blamed, used. So when Raven hurled her accusations, I didn't shout back. I didn't break. I just stared. Because I knew something she didn't. I carried a truth that could set me free. Or burn this house to the ground. The family. Dad. Marshall Callan, 58. He used to be a man of respect. People looked up to him once. But somewhere along the way, life hardened him into something bitter. He believed being loud meant being right. He never looked at me. He looked through me. Mom, Elise Callan, 55. Fragile like thin paper. She lived in fear of conflict, her whole life built around please and not tonight. She thought tears could fix cracks, but really, her silence only let wounds rot deeper. Sister, Raven Callan, 28. Beautiful, sharp, cruel. The golden child. The one who walked into a room and was immediately adored, no matter what she had done. She was loved loudly. I was tolerated quietly. And me, James. The extra chair at the table. The invisible one. The mistake they never said out loud, but treated like truth. Dad shook his head. Don't start, James. You'll never understand what responsibility really is. Raven smirked, tilting her wine glass. He never does, Mom whispered, voice barely audible. Let it go. Just let it go. But I wasn't letting it go. Not this time. The argument circled back to money. Doesn't it always? The old house. The one we grew up in. Dad wanted Raven to have it. Said she deserved it. Said she earned it. I almost laughed. Earned it? Raven never scrubbed mold from the basement walls. She never stayed up till midnight patching pipes or fixing the roof. She never skipped meals to keep bills paid. That was me. Always me. You don't deserve it, James. Raven said sweetly, almost smug. You've never contributed like I have. I clenched my jaw. Contributed? I had sent half my paycheck home for years. I sold my own car to cover bills when Dad's account was empty. You forgot to mention who kept the lights on, I said, my voice steady but low. Her smile faltered. Just a flicker. She looked away for a split second. Too quick, but I caught it. Because she was hiding something, and I knew it. Voices clashed like thunder. The fight grew louder, words overlapping, anger spilling across the room. You're jealous of me, Raven spat, her finger trembling as she pointed at me. Jealous? I gave a small, sharp laugh. Of being their favorite mistake? The room froze. Dad's face went pale. Mom gasped, clutching her chest. Raven's mouth opened, but no words came out. You don't get to talk to me like that, Raven whispered, her voice shaking. You don't get to lie anymore, I answered. Calm, too calm. And in that calmness, I saw fear creep into her eyes. Memory dragged me back to when I was 15. Rain pounded on the roof. Raven had wrecked Dad's truck. She stumbled in, mascara running, crying. Please, James, Dad whispered, though his whisper was a threat. Say it was you. Take the blame. Do it for her. I shook my head, but it wasn't me. His hand cracked across my face before I could finish. Mom turned her back, silent. So I said it. I lied. I carried the punishment, the shame. I became the villain that night. And Raven, she didn't even look at me after. She just went upstairs, her crying gone. That night burned into me like fire. But what hurt most wasn't Dad's slap. It was Mom's silence. She knew, and she let me bleed for it. The fight reached its breaking point, and then I spoke. Raven, I said, my voice low but sharp. Tell them where the money really went. Her face drained. Dad frowned. What money? His voice was cold, demanding. The loan I covered last year, the car I sold, the money that disappeared. I stepped closer, every step heavy. Tell them, Raven. Her lips trembled. I didn't have a choice. And the truth spilled like poison. Debt, drugs, mistakes, lies stacked so high she could barely breathe under them. Mom gasped. Dad's face turned red with rage. And I stood there, calm. Because this truth wasn't new to me. I had known it all along. The house erupted, shouting, crying, accusations flying. Dad roared at Raven. Mom sobbed into her hands. Raven begged, pleaded, cursed. And me? I stood still. My calmness cut sharper than their screams. I gave you all my silence, I said, voice even. Tonight, I give you the truth. Raven spun toward me, eyes wild. You wanted me to fall. You planned this. But she didn't understand. I never wanted her to fall. I just wanted to stop being crushed under her. I walked toward the door, each step heavy but freeing. James, Mom's voice broke. Please, don't go like this. I turned once. Her eyes were wet, her lips shaking. I should have protected you, she whispered through tears. For the first time, she admitted it. Too late, I said softly. But thank you for saying it. I walked out, not with anger, but with freedom. The night air hit me, cold and clean. For the first time, I wasn't dragging their weight on my shoulders. I wasn't James the scapegoat. I wasn't the shadow. I was just James. And I realized something as I looked at the stars above. I didn't need their table. I could build my own. That thought felt lighter than anything I had ever carried. If you were me, would you forgive, or would you walk away forever? Families aren't always the warm pictures you see on Christmas cards. Sometimes, the people closest to you are the ones who cut the deepest. And sometimes, silence isn't peace. It's just survival. I breathe in slowly. But here's the truth. You don't need their table if you can build your own. And sometimes, the family we choose, friends, strangers, the people who see us, matters more than the one we were born into. If this story spoke to you, subscribe for more. Hit like if you've ever been the forgotten one. And in the comments, tell me, do you forgive? Or do you finally walk away? Your story matters. Don't hold it in. Someone out there needs to hear it. Maybe by sharing it, you'll help someone else feel less alone.